At this time, let's meet the starters for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Orange of Syracuse University. That left wing, first from Baycroft, Ontario, number 26, Peyton Farnshaw. The center captain, a senior from Kingston, Ontario, number 18, Tatum White. The graduate red wing from Denver, Colorado, number 5, Britton Sherrill. On defense, a freshman from Ottawa, Ontario, number 10, Jessica John. On defense, the assistant captain and graduate student from Perth, Ontario, number 23, Charlie Dell. And a goal, the graduate captain from East New York, number 35, Ellie Kelly. The Orange head coach is Brittany Smith. She's assisted by Heather Farrell, Megan Quinn, and Nick Harper. And now the starters for your RPI and today's junior engineer, Madison Ross. The graduate from Sudbury, Ontario, number 28, Maggie Papino. At center, graduate student from Clifton Park, New York, number 11, Natalie Dolczynski. On right wing, a graduate student from Westmont, Illinois, number 10, Ellie Kaiser. On defense, a graduate student and the captain from Fulton, Ontario, number 15, Taylor Larson. On defense, a junior from Westfield, Massachusetts, number 6, Sophia Jones. And a goal, the freshman from Great Township, Pennsylvania, number 92, Haley Aircraft. Let's hear it for the rest of your engineers. RPI's head coach is Brian Vine. This is the Dr. Becky Taylor, Jennifer Wilson, and Chris Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor and respect our country and the men and women who have served and continue to serve America. We ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America, performed this evening by the RPI Band. and special guest Rachel Mann. Rachel was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in 2013. With the support of her husband Mike, her daughter Sophia, a great medical team, and a large circle of support, she received treatment for her diagnosis. This year marked 10 years cancer-free for Rachel.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside the Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of RPI. It's time once again for Engineers Hockey right here on ESPN+. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth for today's game alongside former RPI men's hockey head coach Dan Fridgen. I am Dan Ball. Thanks so much for joining us. Coach, the Engineers continue their schedule of 8 straight non-conference games to begin the season. The power play has been a huge factor. 2 more power play goals, 7 on the season. They look for another victory here at home with Syracuse in town.
Yes, they were at Syracuse yesterday, and they won 2-1, and all 3 goals were scored on the power play, so it was a special teams game. So it'll be interesting here this afternoon where RPI is going to continue to look for consistency now that they're home.
Especially looking for consistency 5-on-5 as both teams are in the top 3 in power play percentage to start the season. We're ready to go here for this Saturday afternoon contest as the Engineers take on the Orange out of Syracuse University. They are 2-2 on the season, and they start the current NCAA saves leader for a career in Allie Kelly out of East Bern, New York. The graduate student in 3 games, a 1-2 record, 204 goals against average, and a .936 save percentage. She is opposed by Maylee Ambrest, the Engineers freshman out of Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. She played in yesterday's game, picked up her first career victory, was outstanding in that one, gave up a goal, and made 14 saves. Syracuse in possession to begin. It's sent back out to center. Taylor Larson, the Engineers captain, only as far as the defensive line as Syracuse will take it the other way. Jessica Chung and Charlie Kettle on defense to start the game for the Orange. Top line of Tatum White centering Peyton Armstrong and Bryn Sorella. With Kelly in the cage to our left as the Engineers go with their top line as well, of Natalie Tolchinsky centering Maddie Papineau and Ellie Kaiser. Taylor Larson and Sophia Jones with Ambrest in the cage to our right as the Engineers go from right to left across your screen here in the opening 20. At the line, chipped off the near side wall by Armstrong. The whistle will blow. 52 seconds in as the Orange come in with a record this season of 2-2. They picked up wins to begin their season in an opening weekend against Stonehill. Back-to-back 4-0 victories for the Orange. They've now played 2 games straight and are playing their 3rd in a row against ECAC hockey competition as they lost a game 4-2 in Canton, New York against St. Lawrence on Tuesday, and then had a 1-0 lead yesterday against the Engineers before giving up a couple of third period power play goals as Nina Kristoff's shot is gloved and held by Allie Kelly.
Yeah, just looking up the makeup of this Syracuse Orange women's hockey team. You have 2 leading scorers up front, both have 3 points, Sorella and Kinsler, but the one that is leading is the defender, Charlie Kettle.
Well, I guess that is a consistent factor for both teams as one of the Engineers' co-point leaders is Andrea Trinkova. Speaking of which, she has possession there and shoots one off the glove of Kelly up and above the net.
Yeah, Trinkova's tied with Chaffee. Kettle has 4 points, by the way. So does Trinkova and Chaffee.
The Engineers' top 4 point scorers to start the season are all sophomores. Trinkova and Chaffee with 4 apiece, and then Morgan Skoda, 3 goals for 3 points, and Georgia Bailey, 2 goals and an assist, all of which have played 5 games. Syracuse will start their breakout. It's knocked over the defensive line by Riley McLeod. Taken away by Sabrina Bedoin in her own end. She'll reverse it back for Grayson McKay. Here is Molly Hamilton on the near side. Will force it back behind the cage of Allie Kelly, who's made 3,414 saves in her career, spanning across 3 college hockey programs. Graduate student, started her career with Quinnipiac and ECAC hockey, then joined St. Anselm, where she really found her form. And remarkably enough, the next closest goalie has nearly 1,000 less career saves than Kelly does during her career. And you can kind of understand why when you look at some of the numbers from last year's Syracuse team. They had 19 games where they gave up 40 or more shots against last year in a schedule that had 34 games. So she has seen a lot of rubber, to say the least, and will be the opponent for the Engineers here in this one. Sophie Helgeson back in the lineup, playing in her third straight game for the Engineers, forced along for Hildner, who will send it cross corner. Far side point kept in by Jones, knocked around the defender Sammy Gendrone. Gendrone leaned on there by McCutcheon into the near corner. Off the wall and waiting there for Charlie Kettle, the graduate student defender out of Perth, Ontario, who comes to the Orange from the University of New Hampshire.
Home of former New York Islander great goaltender Billy Smith.
Oh, okay.
Perth, Ontario.
Pick a town in Ontario out of the candy bag, and Dan Fridgen's got something fun for you. And there's a prime example just under 4 minutes into our opening period. Sorella knocks it along. A shot from the far side from Jackson Kinsler is gloved down and held by Maylee Ambrose. 3:56 into play here on this Saturday afternoon. No score, RPI and Syracuse.
And speaking of Smith, Brittany Smith is in her third season as the head coach for the Syracuse Orange, taking over for Paul Flanagan. She is a St. Lawrence grad, so Syracuse has only had 2 coaches, both St. Lawrence graduates.
And right now this program is in a bit of a transition period. As Dan Fridgen mentioned, Paul Flanagan retired 2 seasons ago, 2 to 3 seasons ago, as Smith is at the beginning of her third year. And the roster has undergone quite a churn over the last 2 years, as Kaiser will shoot one kick save made by Kelsey, scooped up by the Orange and cleared. The roster is up to 24 players from 23 from a year ago, as it's poked away from the oncoming Kinsler and taken away by Turnkoval. But get this, out of the 23 that were on the roster last year, 13 are gone. And of the 24 that are on the roster this year, 14 players are new to the program. That's almost 60% roster turnover from year to year for this Orange team. So they're just now playing their 5th game. I would say when a roster turnover looks like that, Dan Fridgen, chemistry is something that is earned as you move your way through non-conference play.
No question. I mean, it's a real challenge now for coaches because you've got that transfer portal. There's a perfect example. I'm sure they're not the only team in college hockey that experiences that kind of a turnover year to year.
As such, the average age of this program has dropped from almost 22 years of age last year to exactly 20 years old this year. As part of the departing class from a season ago, they had 7 graduate students. So going young and going promising, and already a couple of 4-0 victories to open up play this season. And a relatively difficult path in non-conference for Syracuse this year that includes games against RPI, of course, Quinnipiac, Colgate, Cornell, St. Lawrence. So pretty much taking on everybody there is to take on in New York when it comes to ECAC play. As here is Kristoff. Wires one up and into the bench. 6 minutes into play here in the first period. So the faceoff will come back to the neutral zone.
Well, for the first 6 minutes here, you can see why play yesterday was 5-on-5 was nobody really had an advantage.
Well, it took until 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the third period for the Engineers to score. Chaffee and Kaiser coming up with power play goals, as that one is centered in front. Pass got blocked, but a penalty coming up. So we'll see our first call just over 6 minutes into play. We'll wait for the indication of the guilty party. It looks like it may be the Engineers' Charlotte Wensley. as she will make her skate to the box, and we will see the Syracuse power play for the first time. The best power play unit in the nation to start the season, 57.1%. They are 4 of their first 7 on the player advantage.
Big kill here to start the game for RPI.
Face-off controlled by the Orange. Near side pass here is Bryn Sorella. Sorella catches again in the near point. Worked around the perimeter, White. Centering pass, that one gets blocked down by Ellie Kaiser. On her backhand, she will clear. RPI on their penalty kill, 15 of 18 this season, 83.3%. A couple ticks higher than they were a season ago, 81.3. Sorella along the near side wall, bothered by Kaiser. Wheels and finds the defender, Jessica Chung. Now it's White shooting, and a shoulder save made by Ambrose. Work low of the goal, it is White. Off the far side wall for Chung, back to White, bothered by Tolchinsky, and she's able to clear back out to center.
What's interesting is that Syracuse keeps one defender on the point, and the other one is in the slot area, and that's Charlie Kettle.
Kettle standing at 5'7", but would imagine it's a skill set type decision there by Brittany Smith and company, where you see a player that has good hands, able to provide a screen, maybe tip a shot. Interesting personnel decision, but given the success rate for Syracuse's power play so far, hard to question, as Kinsler slips her way into the offensive end as Syracuse is able to make personnel changes moving through the neutral zone. Kinsler gets bodied by Sophie Helgeson, but possession remains with the Orange. Near side, Maya Darcy off her back foot shooting. That one goes wide. This time around, they do have a forward in front, Nea Tiervinen. Work to the line, Gendron shoots a deflection there from Tiervinen, and that one goes wide. 2 seconds and 1 remaining on the penalty. Wensley is out of the box. RPI successful on their first kill of the afternoon. Bedoin gains the offensive blue line, slips it around Chaffee and the defenders. Ayla Chaffee bodied in the near side corner, able to pull the puck free. Nia Phillip. This way for Larson, tried to get a shot away, it got blocked. Syracuse will clear off the end wall and down. No icing, and Larson, the Engineers captain, will go back and retrieve.
Yeah, that was a real good kill here for RPI. Let's see if they can build some momentum off that.
Looking to do so with Nia Phillip, who has it poke checked away. Good play on defense from Jocelyn Fiala. Back in the lineup after not being active yesterday. Far side, Jones will send it wide of Kelly's net and into the corner. RPI comes into this one with a record of 3-2. Bailey forces one in front, still loose there, and a shot gets blocked as Chaffee tried to get one loose. Off the skate of the defender who was marking her the entire way.
That was Haley Trudeau with a good defensive play there.
Bailey, backhand feed for Skota, but it caught her on her backhand. Reverse back for Bailey, who's forced up along the far wall, and it's taken away from her. Skated free by the graduate transfer Klara Yandushikova. A transfer from Division III Colby College. Out of Czechia, stands 5'5". Played at the Vermont Academy before playing her 4 years at Colby. 26 games last year, 3 assists. That one is icing against the Engineers. 9:52 to go first period here in Troy with no score. Face-off controlled by the Orange again. They won the face-off battle in yesterday's game. 26-22 as that backhand chance would not go. Tatum White tried to get one free. Hildner skates it
Fish fry is a family tradition for over 60 years. One of the best fish fry 10 years in a row with the capital region living. Bring your meat ticket to your local Ted's Fish Fry and receive free french fries. Ted's Fish Fry, proud support of RPI hockey. Fans are local American Cancer Society and help work with cancer-related support. From Rise to Rock and Rates, support groups, and more. Can you access the home of the Cleveland or by calling 1-800-227-2345. That's 1-800-227-2345.
And Syracuse in non-conference action. Second game of a weekend home and home for these two teams, who have played 13 times during their history, 14 if you consider an exhibition game back at the beginning of the 21-22 campaign. These two teams split almost exactly a year ago. They played on October 13th and 14th last year, RPI winning 6-2 here at Houston Fieldhouse on reunion and homecoming weekend last year, and then they dropped a 3-2 contest on the road the following afternoon. Knocked along the near side wall, out of the reach of Stella Costabile, allowing for Trinkova to retrieve. Kept in at the line, fired towards Ambrose. She will make the glove save and hang on.
I thought Trinkova there was going to skate right into the Syracuse player. She was kind of having her head down as she was carrying the puck.
Well, we do know that those kind of collisions usually don't go very well for the opposing player, so all things considered, happy that things ended the way that they did. Sent around the end wall there by Trinkova. That one will be icing against the Engineers. Andrea Trinkova, 4 points in 5 games, had an assist in yesterday's game, did not record a shot on goal, which is relatively rare, and she started the season against Holy Cross not having a shot on goal and followed that up with a 2-goal performance the next day, so just something to keep in the back of your mind. White and Tolchinsky on the draw. It's one on Tolchinsky's forehand. Off the near side wall, Maddie Papineau. Forced to regroup as Peyton Armstrong was applying the pressure. Tolchinsky backhand with some steam on it, but it's caught by Kaiser. Ellie Kaiser protects on her backhand. Flanked by fellow number 10, Jessica Chung, but nobody on the receiving end of that feed. Brought back in by Armstrong. She will shoot through Jones, but a save made by Ambrose. And that one will head out of play with 8:16 to go here in the first period.
Well, one thing that impresses me with Syracuse so far in this opening period is that RPI, the forwards have to attack that offensive blue line with speed, because the forwards for Syracuse, if they turn it over in the offensive zone, they're putting pressure on the back pressure on the forwards of RPI, and sometimes getting that puck back in the neutral zone.
Face-off won by Bedoin in her own end. A good thing to watch out for, schematically speaking, here for the Engineers, as feeling more pressure, and you can watch how heavy their forecheck is coming in. They have 2 wingers, and you would be able to speak to this more, Coach. 2 wingers that are essentially taking turns. If the puck goes to one end, then you have 1 winger for the Orange that's jumping hard at that defender, and then if it flips to the other side, well, there's another player waiting, as that one's sent just wide of the net. Scooped up off the end wall by Maya Darcy.
Yeah, basically what they're doing is they're taking a wall away for the wingers as far as the breakout, which means they're going to have, RPI is going to have to use their center more often.
Brought in on the backhand, and that chance for Celia Wygand is turned aside by Ambrose. Battle along the near side wall. Wygand takes it away. Centering pass in front, and that one would not go. A poke coming from Larson at the last moment as Mick Todd got a chance to get that shot away.
Yeah, she just got handcuffed. Nice play by Wygand.
McLeod's shot is turned aside by Ambrose. Rebound was pulled from a few skates by Bedoin, but she is unable to clear. Costabile forces the turnover, but that one will escape back out to the neutral zone on a last-minute poke check from Morgan Skoda. Shots on goal in the early going are 7-4 in favor of the Orange. Deflected by McCutcheon, and that negates any icing. Follow that up with a good hustle from Meg Hildner, and RPI goes from defense to offense. Knocked back to the far side point, deflected on the chance from Netescu, and that will roll in on Kelly, who will hang on. Elsewhere in women's college hockey, it was Clarkson 3 and Robert Morris 0 earlier this afternoon. Penn State on the road in Schenectady up 3-1 on Union right now. Start of the third out, Canton, St. Lawrence, and Mercyhurst are tied at a goal apiece, and the same can be said for Colgate and RIT as they tick towards the end of their second period of play. Near side chance for Kristoff. Puck is still loose along the near side wall. Helgeson fires back to the corner. Georgia Bailey waiting there. Chaffee spinning away from a defender. Centering pass in front, nobody home, but it's scooped up again. Backdoor feed and a save. Rebound off the side of the goal from Kristoff on a good feed on the near side. Kristoff on her strong side. There is a lefty. The one-timer a bit more difficult there.
Great setup by Ayla Chaffee there.
Speaking of which, she collects the feed from Helgeson, who kept it in at the point. Backhanded it in front. Cleared to the line, but not out. Netescu receives it again as Chaffee plays catch with her. Ayla Chaffee feeling the presence of the defender. Centering pass from Kristoff gets blocked, and Syracuse is able to clear the length of the ice. That will be icing against the Orange, but you have to like that pressure from this line. The second line on the depth chart today, Bailey, Chaffee, and Kristoff.
Yeah, they had some good pressure going on, good puck possession. Just missed on a nice setup by Chaffee. Kind of fanned on it there. I think it might have jumped over his stick. She had a wide open net.
One forward there by Hildner. It was defended well by Charlie Kettle, but RPI takes it back. There's McKay. Forced low, Nia Phillip was met by Nea Tirvanen. Syracuse takes it away, but again the clear unsuccessful. McKay, manning the near side point, was able to keep it in. On second attempt, here come the Orange. Pressure coming from Turnkova on Kinsler, who turns it over. Nia Phillip will force that one into the corner with under 5 to go here in our first period. Phillip to the line, Turnkova adjusts to the pass and keeps the puck in before going for a change. Knocked up the wall by Jones. A toe drag move there by White, and the play was offsides. All sorts of effort right at the end of the play there by Armstrong to try to jump back over the line, but she was a skate blade behind that one, and the whistle will blow with 4:22 to go. Face-off controlled by the Engineers. Larson. Pass from Tolchinsky finds the blade of Papineau. Will force that one off the end wall. Papineau tried to bunt one in front there for Tolchinsky, who will battle for it. 2-on-2 low of the goal with the remaining winger Ellie Kaiser trying to find a soft spot. Up to the point, Larson, one-timer. That one's blocked as Bryn Sorella stood in the way of that one. Jones reverses but turns it over, worked in front, backhand, and it's just wide of both the pad of Ambrose and the near side post. Jones is taken down back of the goal, no call. We will play on as Kaiser has her stick lifted before she's able to clear the zone, allowing for the keep in the battle for Haley Trudeau.
Syracuse has a little bit of physicality to their game.
They certainly do, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Engineers respond. They haven't necessarily shied away from physicality at certain points through the first 4 games or first 5 games that we've seen. Knocked back out to center. It was a one-on-one race for the puck, but a nice play by Fiala with Charlotte Wensley right there behind her.
Yeah, Wesley should have made the cut in front of the defender.
Natescu, a rolling puck knocked along by Skoda. Backhand pass is kept in on a play by the waiting stick of Sabrina Bedoin. Work to the line. Helgeson's shot gets blocked. It's kept in with one hand, and a nice play by Natescu. See if the Engineers can capitalize as Morgan Skoda. For Bedoin to the line, Turnkova, a nice move and a save made. The rebound, that one goes wide, and Turnkova following her own shot. She'll give it another go on her backhand, but she had the puck poked free, and the Orange are able to clear.
Good job by Turnkova there. Follows her shot to the net and ends up with her own rebound.
Taken away by the Orange. Sharp angle try. That one goes high. Kept in at the near side point by Gendron. Shot gets blocked. Directed to the near side wall by Chaffee. Bailey. A space pass sending Wensley out ahead of it. She was, however, a step behind that play, and Darcy is able to take it away. Larson up the wall. Kristoff does the same. Here is Bailey. Bailey leaves. Chaffee shoots one, and a glove save made by Kelly. She will hang on with 96 seconds remaining in the first period of a game that is scoreless.
And if this period remains scoreless, this will be the fourth period that these two teams have gone scoreless, 5-on-5.
The Engineers have done the lion's share of their scoring in the power play this season. As we mentioned off the top, out of the 11 goals that they've scored, 7 have come on the player advantage. Similar type balance for this Orange group. They've scored 11 goals this season as well. 4 of them have come on the power play, as not quite as drastic, but that has been the modus operandi here this weekend for sure. A reminder, as we do here on ESPN Plus during our games, we'll have a conversation with the head coach of the Engineers, Brian Vines, coming your way in just about 54 seconds time, as Fiala, spinning away from the pressuring Kristoff. A sweeping poke there from Meg Hildner takes the puck away. Hildner finds McCutcheon, who will shoot, and a save made. The rebound taken away, but McCutcheon has it again. Audrey McCutcheon tracks it down. Natescu. Backward came from McCutcheon. This way Natescu shoots one, and that gets blocked, but it's kept in at the line. No, it is not. On second attempt there by Sophie Helgeson, a whistle and a stoppage with 30.9 seconds to go.
RPI's D on the offensive blue line have to do a better job moving laterally, because the forwards for Syracuse are coming out and blocking. That's about the fourth shot that they've blocked on shot from the point.
Face-off controlled by the Orange. More pressure coming there from McCutcheon. But on second attempt, it is cleared back out to the neutral zone. Helgeson will survey in front of her and force it off the near side wall around Gendron and in deep. One last rush here for the Orange. They will opt to clear the zone instead. 3 seconds and 2 up the near side wall. Tulchinski with a jump, but she will run out of time. And we are at the end of one period of play here at Houston Fieldhouse. Still no score. RPI and Syracuse in non-conference action in a battle for 5-on-5 scoring that has yielded no results so far. Shots on goal, they are also even, matching the score. 9 shots for the Engineers, 9 shots for the Orange, and some saves on both sides for Maylee Ambrose and Allie Kelly. And what has been a defensive battle. But Dan Fridgen, your thoughts on what we've seen through 20?
Well, I thought it was a good period by both teams. You only had one power play, and that was on behalf of Syracuse. RPI did a real good job on the kill. It'll be interesting to see what it's going to take to get a goal here, 5-on-5.
Well, you have to imagine that both teams aren't necessarily rooting for power plays, but they know that that's been the way so far. So we'll see who can win the race to 1 5-on-5 tally at some point during this one. A look at a couple more saves made on both sides. A hit laid there and a chance for Audrey McCutcheon that Allie Kelly made the save on. So goaltending and defense have been the story through 20 minutes of play here at Houston Fieldhouse on a Saturday afternoon contest as the Engineers continue to make their way through non-conference action here in the 2024-25 season. We are through 20 minutes, and we will send it down ringside on that note. We're joined by the head coach of the Engineers, Brian Vines. Coach, thanks as always for joining us. Your thoughts on the opening 20 minutes here in Troy? Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. We'll let you get to your team here in the intermission, but good luck the rest of the way. That's Brian Vines joining us here on ESPN Plus. No score after 20. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN Plus.
are boundary-pushing change agents. We do what it takes to make things happen together. It's our collaborative spirit that sparks creativity and pushes us to think beyond ourselves. We're scrappy and unabashedly enthusiastic about our passions and projects. We are hardwired for the havoc of change. We know it isn't easy, that theories can fail and world-changing can feel futile. But that's the calm before the brilliant storm. The breath you take before you break through. Small change comes from asking why. Changing the world comes from asking, why not? That's the question we ask everyone, from freshmen to faculty. It's the question that fuels us to find the next new. The question we ask you, why not change the world?
Second period about to begin here at Houston Fieldhouse. Welcome back to ESPN Plus. This is RPI Engineers Hockey. Some non-conference action here on a Saturday afternoon. The score after 20 minutes of play, well, there is none. The Engineers taking on the Orange out of Syracuse University. No score after 20 minutes of play. A very even contest across the board. Shots on goal even at 9 apiece. The Engineers have attempted the Orange by 1, 15-14. But the Orange have won 9 faceoffs compared to 7 for RPI through 20 minutes of play. Alongside Dan Fridgen, Dan Ball with you. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. And Dan Fridgen, the pursuit today for both offenses continues from the pursuit of yesterday's game. Find some 5-on-5 scoring. What needs to change for the Engineers or improve here in the second period?
Well, I think for RPI would be 3 things come to mind.
Okay.
Number 1 is on the breakout.
Yep.
All right, start using the middle because they're taking the ball away. Number 2, coming through the neutral zone. You've got to be attacking that offensive blue line with speed because the forwards of Syracuse are coming back really, really fast. And number 3, get shots to the net from the point. The forwards are blocking them. You've got to move laterally across that blue line in order to open up that shooting lane.
5 blocks for the Orange in the opening 20 minutes, 2-3 for the Engineers, and that is my good friend and broadcast partner Dan Fridgen giving you the breakdown as he does here on ESPN Plus. As we're just a couple of moments into play here in the second period, and the forecheck of the Orange is forced to turn over here. To the line, a shot from Kettle gets blocked by Kaiser. Rebound along the far side wall, Peyton Armstrong. Rubbed off the puck there by Tolchinsky, allowing for the breakout. Ellie Kaiser gained the line, but Papineau was a step ahead of her. And the play goes offsides as Ellie Kaiser, the graduate student out of Westmont, Illinois, scored her first goal of the season. It was an important one yesterday, one of 2 third-period power play goals. She's got 2 points in 5 games and continues to be incredibly balanced and consistent. In her career, 56 points in 104 games, 28 goals, 28 assists for Ellie Kaiser as she plays her 5th season here in Troy. Pass was out of the reach of the oncoming forward Jackson Kinsler, but she's able to beat the icing call and take the puck away. Turning and shooting there, that shot gets blocked. To the line for Darcy, and that one rang off the iron past Ambrose. Battling in her own end there is Bailey. Forced off the near side wall for Turnkova. Backhand feed as Bailey's able to adjust to it, finding Kristoff, who was taken down. Maya Darcy gave her a shove, but not enough to get a hand of an official in the air. Kristoff will try it again. Near side on her backhand, Nina Kristoff in front. Save made, rebound, and another stop. Third chance is swept to the near side wall in the nick of time there by McTodd.
Yeah, that was Sabrina Bedoin with that opportunity. It looks like she just took a little swipe at it with the backhand, and it was a good save there by Kelly.
Morgan Skoda follows this one into the corner, worked to the line there by Molly Hamilton. The linesman Waters had his hand in the air for just a moment, but didn't catch that was an Engineer who made that play. Pass did not connect with Michelle Natescu. Meanwhile, it is Skoda sending a space pass towards Hamilton, who will gain the center line and send it back behind Kelly. Allie Kelly set the Syracuse single game save record last year with 65 saves in a game against St. Lawrence. That was on January 16th of 2024. In that same game, she also eclipsed 3,000 career saves, as that one will head up and into the Syracuse bench, and a whistle will blow just under 3 minutes into play here in our middle period.
That game probably felt like 2 games to her.
I believe that's one of the ones where you see rubber in your sleep the night after. Something that kind of seems to come with this team on defense, as the average number, a whistle and a penalty upcoming. Interference will be the call at the 2:51 mark of play. We'll get a whistle. The penalty will go against Syracuse and Charlotte Hallett. And RPI will head to the power play for the first time this afternoon.
Good opportunity here for RPI early in the second period. See how they do on their special teams. They killed off one, a Syracuse power play. Let's see if they can capitalize here.
That was Hallett in a collision with Nia Phillip, as you saw on your screen there, leading to the first power play. Well, they needed to reset something, I believe, on the scoreboard at the end zone here at Houston Fieldhouse, but they got it sorted in short order and we're ready to roll. Engineers on their power play have been outstanding. 7 of 16 to start the year, 43.8%, third best in college hockey. They're also tied for second in terms of total power play goals with 7. And I believe it's Clarkson who has 9 to this point, which is impressive in its own right, as Turnkova uses the near side wall to find Chaffee. A saucer feed on and off the tape of Bailey. But Turnkova was waiting there. Back across the offensive end it goes, and it's taken away from Chaffee. Jackson Kinsler will feel the pressure coming from Nina Kristoff and send it in deep and go for a change. Syracuse in the early going, 8 of 11 on their penalty kill, 72.7%. Taken away, Ayla Chaffee off the bar, right where the post and the crossbar meet, up and over the glove. She whiffs on that pass, allowing for the takeaway, as Bryn Sorella will lead a 2-on-1. Sorella centers a pass in front on goal, and a save made by Ambrose. RPI will look to transition. It's led ahead by Tolchinsky. Natalie Tolchinsky sweeps it to the line. Here is Jones. All the way around the perimeter it goes as Jones tried to feed one through the middle there to Ellie Kaiser. Bunted to the line, but kept in by Larson. Larson scored a one-timer and a save made by Kelly as she went from post to post and clamps down on that chance.
Boy, she does a real good job moving laterally across her crease. She pushes off on that right foot on the inside of the skate blade and is able to come across square to the puck and gets it right in the bread basket.
That shot from Ayla Chaffee earlier in the power play calls to mind the anecdote she told us a couple of weeks ago. She said she is a shooting coach during the offseason, talking about her offseason training, and it's shots like that that prove it, as a good play made on the defensive end there by Kinsler to take the puck away. Power play with 2 seconds and 1 remaining on it. Hallett is out of the box. Both teams successful on their respective first penalty kills, as Skoda will force that one into the corner 5 minutes into the second period. A quick move by Tiervinen, and she's able to escape the zone on her own, and then a collision that leads to a whistle for an offsides call. Not a whistle for a penalty. It was a heavy collision as Jessica Chung was on the business end of that one. She is up and bent over, being helped off the ice just over 5 minutes into the second period.
Well, it wasn't so much a body check as it was just angling off, running out of space and getting closed off right with the referee linesman up on the board, sitting on the boards, and that's where the collision happened.
Turnkova knocks it along there for Hildner, and you're right, it was more just awkward timing than anything else. But this game is ramped up in terms of physicality, and we've only seen one penalty on either side, as Sorella leads it into the corner, battling with Helgeson for possession. Turnkova is able to jar it free. Through the neutral zone it goes, Nia Phillip. Phillip along the outside, back for McCutcheon, snapped on goal there. Her stick was interrupted as she got that shot away, and Kelly's able to kick it aside. Phillip on the forecheck, battling for possession there, but a nice job by Laura Leitner, playing in her first game as a member of the Orange, the freshman out of Austria, who was strong on her stick, able to make that play. Poked away by Larson, who is held up on her own as she's able to exit the zone. Sent towards the cage by Costa Beal. That one missed past the far post. Up the wall it goes, wobbling puck. Knocked through center by Skoda. 2-on-1 as Skoda has Wensley with her. Morgan Skoda, and a save made by Kelly. She didn't get all of it, but got enough to direct it wide. Locked in a net-minding battle here midway through the second period at Houston Fieldhouse.
Well, that being a 2-on-1, you'd like to see some sort of rebound there for the open RPI player to follow up on it, but there was none.
That was Charlotte Wensley who was coming with Skoda. The two are on their way into the offensive zone again. Wensley, met by Haley Trudeau, continues to battle, leaves it along for Bailey fresh off the bench. As RPI completes line changes here with the puck in their offensive end. Pass attempt there from Netescu was deflected by Trudeau. The break in, the drag, and the feed in front by Hallett. That one went wide. Spin move and a beauty there from Jessica Chung. Her shot's blocked. Another chance loose there for Charlie Kettle. But she didn't have the shooting lane she was looking for, so she sent it into the corner instead.
Smart play by Kettle. That way the shot's not going to get blocked and go the other way.
Pass was in the direction of Nina Kristoff, was trying to spring her on a break, but the play was offsides. Good positioning on defense there by the Orange to negate that one. They'll give Kristoff another chance as she catches the pass, leaving along for Bailey, a drive and a save, and the rebound would not sit there for Chaffee as there was a rebound available. Kinsler all the way across the offensive end for a shot, gets blocked by McKay. And now RPI will go back through center, led by Chaffee, but she's at the end of her shift. So she'll send it into the corner with under 12 minutes to go here in the second. Real good defensive play there by McKay to block that shot. RPI was outnumbered on the rush. Grayson McKay, the first-year defender out of Alberta. She skated in all 5 games for her team, has been paired with Andrea Trinkova for most of this season so far. Plays on her strong side, which is the left, allowing for the sophomore Trinkova to play on her offhand, which seems to benefit her play style as Ellie Kaiser will take it around the defender. Kaiser works it in front, and that one would not go. Missed past the near side post. From corner to corner it goes. Spinning there was Sorella, kept in at the line, deflected in front of Kelly, who will poke it aside as Kaiser got almost too much of that, but she takes it away. A backhand in front gets blocked down by Armstrong, and Syracuse is able to clear. Sorella, that play remained onside by an eyelash there as it was an athletic play by one of the captains on this Orange roster, Tatum White, to maintain the blue line. Scooped up by Tiervinen. Left along for Kinsler, off the end wall it goes. Nea Tiervinen to the line for Darcy, but a good poke check laid there by Kaiser forces Syracuse to retreat. Knocked off the far side wall and in deep there by Jackson Kinsler as the rest of her Orange teammates begin their change. Backhanded to the line, Morgan Skoda. Outlet feed is out ahead of Molly Hamilton, but she'll track it down and center a pass in front that was loose for the moment, but swept to the corner by the defense of the Orange. One-handed back to the line, backhanded by Helgeson, but taken right back. Skated to center and backhanded in by Kettle. Skoda had it for the moment, could not corral that pass. It had a lot on it. He also had a defender, Celia Wigand, right there in front of her. Skoda attempted to slow that one down, but did so unsuccessfully. That is icing against RPI with 9:29 to go here in the second period of a game that still has yet to see a goal.
Both these teams are real solid defensively. I mean, they do a great job in their defensive zone. They get that puck that's in front of the net, they'll clear the rebound to the walls. It's pretty impressive to watch.
Engineers defense, as that one is blocked there by Helgeson, has been able to steer a lot of these shots wide. Both teams have 7 shot attempts here in the second period, but only 1 has gone on net for the Orange so far. Shot from the point coming there, saved by Amberson, the rebound, and the whistle blew. That rebound was loose and ended up in the back of the net for Sorella. But the whistle blew before any of that with 9:14 to go in the second period, and the officials will talk that one over.
Well, that somebody is hurt down on the ice. And I think that's why he blew the whistle.
Well, that's a good call by you, as the training staff is out on the ice here at Houston Fieldhouse. 9:14 to go, second period, no score. Well, something that happened, it appeared, away from the play as things were developing in front of the net. All right, so a couple of updates while we have a moment. Still getting the name and number of the player. It's at an angle that is out of our view right now. The officials had opened the penalty box door, but nothing going on there. The player is up and being helped off. So that is Molly Hamilton, the freshman out of Bay Tree, Alberta, who was involved in that and is being helped into the locker room, was picked up off of her skates and was brought down the tunnel there. Our ice crews are out on the ice. We're going to step aside momentarily and be back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
He sweeps it out to Riley. Riley finds Bear. Bear to Jerry. He's
on off, and we'll keep you posted if we learn any information about Molly Hamilton, who unfortunately was unable to come off the ice on her own power, as that shot goes wide and was picked up off of her skates and carried down into the locker room. So an unfortunate play that just developed, as that shot is blocked by Nina Kristoff, but we play on. In the meantime, Dan Fridgen turnover in front, a shot that gets blocked to the near side wall as the Engineers tried to escape right in front of Maylee Ambros's net, and nearly had the worst of all outcomes come from that, as this one flipped along the near side wall. Icing is waved off.
I don't know if that was Turncola, but she's had a couple close calls with regards to breaking the puck out and almost turning it over.
Chance got blocked off the tape of Taylor Larson, and at the line, Jocelyn Fialo will send it the rest of the way. Hacked up the near side wall, but taken away by Trudeau. Jones will start the breakout. Nia Phillip is bothered as she tries to work it around the oncoming Heidi Knoll, the junior out of Ottawa, Ontario, assistant captain on the Syracuse roster, as that shot is gloved off the tape of Charlotte Hallett. A save made by Ambrose, no rebound, with 7:43 to go in the second period.
Oh, that was a real good save there by Ambrose. She's definitely pretty sharp, got the glove on it. Nice shot by Hallett there from far out with traffic in front of the net.
Another chance and another save and a whistle there for Maylee Ambrose, who Played 32 games with the 19 and under Philadelphia Junior Flyers last year, 21-11, 907 save percentage with 9 shutouts. Her and her team made 3 straight appearances in the Tier 1 USA Hockey Nationals, won a bronze medal in 2024 as Tolchinski was removed from the face-off, but Maddie Papineau is able to win it instead. Larson in her own end. Feed off the end glass leads Papineau into the corner, and icing is waved off as she beat Gendron to the end wall. Tolchinski on the forecheck is taken down as she knocked it along the near side boards. To the line, but kept in by Jones. Kaiser works it up the wall. Here is Papineau, takes it in front. Papineau, and a save made by Kelly in the rebound. Ends up being steered wide. That puck was just sitting there, and a nice couple of stick moves there by Maddie Papineau to get herself in alone.
She did a great job getting that puck from skate up to the stick, and then it went from the skate to the stick with a one-timer.
Speaking of which, Maddie Papineau from center will send it to the corner off the end wall. Kaiser leading the forecheck, taken away by Tolchinski. Up the wall, Natescu tried to work it to her partner Helgeson, who was waiting there. Pass did not connect. Kaiser at the end of her shift. Number 10 around number 10, Jessica Chung. Helgeson from the wall tried to force it in front. The waiting stick of Chung intercepted that before it got to Kelly's net. Taken away by Bedoin. Sabrina Bedoin on her backhands, protecting the puck around Charlie Kettle, who follows her to the point. Works it for Natescu, who will send it off the end wall. All 3 white sweaters on offense below the goal line there for the moment. Natescu tried the one-timer, and the wobbling puck is picked up by McLeod and sent in deep.
Yeah, that puck was fluttering there on Natescu. She tried to take a shot from the point.
Natescu, it's turned over after she took a hit there from McLeod. Physicality encouraged in this game so far as it's sent back to the line. Leitner, a shot through a screen, save Ambrose, rebound, and that one would not go. Puck is still loose, Ambrose battling for it, and the whistle of the official will blow. A chance through a maze of bodies, I believe, there for Armstrong, but a nice save, and the rebound looked to be one better for the Engineers freshman goaltender.
Yeah, the Engineers are a little bit on their heels right now, not on their toes, and the goaltender's keeping them in the game here as far as the second period, late.
Knocked off the wall and out to center around Chaffee, but scooped up by Kristoff, who runs into the official. Left for Chaffee, but it went past her before it was scooped up by Georgia Bailey. Bailey centers a pass in front, and a shot is turned aside. The chance from Kristoff, and the rebound quickly taken the other way, Sorella. Play remains onside, a good play by Tatum White to stay onside. Backhand pass in front for Armstrong, saved by Ambrose, and the rebound is cleared by Kristoff, who is taken down. On second attempt, however, she's able to clear back to center.
You said it, these officials are certainly letting them play.
Just one penalty on either side, and it is not for a lack of opportunity to put their hands in the air. But that's the way we are going with 4:30 to go here in the second period of a game that still remains scoreless. 3 goals between the two teams through almost 5 periods of play, all 3 of which came on the power play, and the most pertinent information, all 3 of which came yesterday. Face off to the left of Kelly is a tie-up and a battle that still doesn't have a winner, as Tolchinski tried to bunt it backwards, but nobody on the home squad was available for her. Knocked back out to the neutral zone. A one-time clear in there from Charlie Kettle. Allows for a quick breakout. The pass, however, from Papineau was behind Tolchinski, allowing for Syracuse to go the other way. Led ahead by Trudeau. Hitting the brakes as she works on Larson, but it's taken away by RPI in their own end again. To the neutral zone it goes. Kaiser along the near wall. Ellie Kaiser will continue her pursuit of a passing lane or a shooting lane, but Helgeson unable to corral that pass from the Engineers graduate student forward. Sent hard off the near side glass, sending one of the linesmen spilling out of the way.
Yeah.
Trudeau, go ahead there, Coach.
I was just going to say that was Ellie Kaiser. She's got a great snapshot. She can really let that puck go.
And if you don't believe us, ask the near side glass, because that felt it, and the official right next to it did too, as another collision there allows for Skoda to take it away. Skoda leaves for Sophie Helgeson. Helgeson 2 assists in her Engineers debut last Saturday. A win against Sacred Heart and over her sister Kate. And a great question by you during that interview, by the way, asking if there was any pressure for the two Helgesons to unite down in the Fairfield area in Connecticut, but the answer was no. I love it here in Troy.
And she gets to play against her sister anyways. As the whole bench from both teams were watching the interview on the screen before they went on the ice. I thought that was great.
That was. Looking in front there, Wensley was there, and a really well-placed stick there from the defender Yadushikova, as that one is handled by Ambrose. A whistle and a stoppage with 2:11 to go. And will remain 5-on-5 again, and the barrier for entry for the penalty box continues to increase. Let's take a look.
Yeah, she pulls her from behind. A little bit of embellishment, but yeah, these referees are letting the play. Just hope that the game stays disciplined enough that it doesn't get out of hand with the physicality.
McCutcheon and White on the draw. One timer there from Gendron, and a glove save made by Ambrose. That one floated a bit on Sammy Gendron, the junior out of Rockland, Ontario. Transfer from Mercyhurst. Anybody from Rockland come to mind?
That's where I played my first year at Tier 2 Junior A. It's a French community. I was pretty good at French back then, too.
Gendron shoots again. That one got deflected. I believe it hit her teammate Costabile, who has it again. Centers a pass in front. Puck is still loose, and the Engineers take it away as Larson spilled down. Players going every which way with under 2 minutes to go. You were good at French then. How are you now?
Very average. You'll have a lack of response, but I certainly understand some of what they say.
So a very attentive head nod would come somebody's direction. Fair enough. Papineau, one hands it to herself. Maddie Papineau shoots, save made. The rebound is steered aside by Gendron on another good play to get the puck from skate to stick there from Papineau. But it's taken back the other way. Kinsler in front, and that one would not go as Ambrose followed it the entire way. Kinsler, sharp angle try, save made by the Engineers netminder, who is locked in right now. Ellie Kaiser leaves for Natalie Tolchinsky, who flips it along for Papineau. Quickly to the line, Turnkova, who will drag one. Turnkova with room in front of her, snaps one in front. That one got blocked by Tiervinen. Final minute of play. Sharp angle try, save made. The rebound is taken away again and cleared high up in the air, leading Kinsler on a 2-on-1. Jackson Kinsler, pass in front, diving play by Turnkova on the back check to disrupt that pass.
What a great play by Turnkova, but that was a real good play by the Syracuse forward to flip that puck into the neutral zone to start that 2-on-1.
Charlie Kettle was the one that made that pass, and it was indeed a beauty. Syracuse changing on the fly. Chaffee leads the rush. Knocks it into the near corner. Bumped around, two white sweaters on the play by Chung. Taken away by Natescu. Shooting, deflected, and a save made by Kelly. And she'll clamp down on the rebound with 0.9 seconds to go. A good heads-up shot there from Michelle Natescu at the point, and the deflection from Ayla Chaffee right in the slot.
Chaffee just Great play, great hand-eye coordination. Even a better save by Ellie Kelly.
And then, as you saw on your screen, Chaffee gave the business to Jessica Chung.
Yes, she did. She just leaned into her with the shoulder.
Tie up off the draw will lead us to the end of our second period of play, as one of the orange, Mick Todd, is headed off the bench a little bit early. Looked to be a bit uneasy while she was doing it, but we'll address that when we get a moment. Meanwhile, we're at the end of 40 minutes of play. We'll take a look at the highlights of the second period, but Dan Fridgen, you mentioned it earlier in the period, and it remains true, a defensive battle between two very strong defensive teams.
Yes, both these teams are playing real well as far as their positioning. They're doing a great job, and of course they get real good goaltending. Ambrose from RPI, and of course Ellie Kelly from Syracuse.
Well, the shots on goal are 20-19 in favor of the Engineers through 40 minutes of play, but that same number equals the saves that have been made by both goaltender Maylee Ambrose, 19 saves, Ellie Kelly 20 of her own, including that one on the chance on the one-timer from Morgan Skoda. Kelly made the stop. It's going to be a chore for either of these offenses to find some twine. It's probably going to have to be one of those ugly goals, but even on ugly chances, saves have been made on both sides. As we continue to take you through our second period highlights, including that chance and a couple of saves by the Engineers freshman netminder Maylee Ambrose, as she was able to clamp down on that rebound and get a whistle and stop play. We're through 40 minutes here in Troy. We'll send it down ringside, and we're joined by the Engineers captain Taylor Larson. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. Your team is locked in a defensive battle through two periods. What are you seeing on your side of the ice? Well, Taylor, we're going to let you go and join your team in the locker room, but we appreciate the time. Best of luck the rest of the way. That is Taylor Larson joining us here on ESPN+. No score after 40 minutes of play. Back with third period action in just a few moments. To stay with us, you're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
All right, means it's the second in Michigan. You know what that means. It's time for the Roman Joes. Check the puck challenge. Head on down towards the glass and get ready to chuck those pucks in 3, 2, 1.
periods down and 1 to go. We are back here at Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of RPI. This right here is Engineers hockey. The score after 2 periods of play, the same way we started the game. It is 0-0. RPI taking on the Orange out of Syracuse University. Both teams looking for their first goal here in some Saturday afternoon non-conference action. Alongside Dan Fridgen, I am Dan Ball. Thanks so much for being with us here on this Saturday afternoon. And right now, Coach Maylee Ambrose of the Engineers, who you see on your screen, has 19 saves. Her opposition, Allie Kelly, has 20, so we're in a bit of a first goalie blinks situation here at Troy.
Yes, and I mean, it's been entertaining here for the first 2 periods. Both teams, you know, they're getting some opportunities, but the goaltenders played very, very well, and let's see what happens here in the third.
Engineers in possession to begin the third period. Kaiser went for the deflection, but did not do so successfully, so an early icing against the Engineers. A quick shout out to the other side of the ledger for the Engineers, the RPI men's hockey program led by head coach Dave Smith. Victors on the road to open up their season against Canisius yesterday evening. 6-3 was the final. They play again tonight. They're currently underway this afternoon, and they're already up 3-0 are the men. Tyler Hodson, Dovar Tinling, Jagger Tapper. 3 goals in the first 8:35 for the men's program, so they are off and running out in Buffalo in the Harbor Center, as 9 goals in under 4 periods for the offense after an impressive exhibition victory in overtime against the University of Massachusetts last week. So good things coming on that side of the ice. As meanwhile on this side, it is Natalie Tolchinsky. Hits the brakes, waits for a play to develop, and forces it into the corner. She was at the end of her shift. Syracuse will start their breakout. Led towards Knoll. She catches the pass right along the blue line. Through the leg she goes, defended well by Helgeson. To the line, but not out. It is Gendron finding Knoll again, but it's poke checked away from her. And now a race for the puck. Gendron is able to take it away from Kristoff. Centering pass got deflected. Scooped up on the near side by Kinsler. Jackson Kinsler tried to center a pass in front. Whiffed on that pass attempt. Knocked around the end wall by Knoll. Kristoff is able to get body position on Trudeau. Outlet feed towards Chaffee, did not connect, but icing is waved off. Gendron in her own ends. Kept in on the backhand there by Turkova and forced into the corner. Chaffee ties up with Trudeau. Slowed down by Gendron as Turkova steps in from the point again. Syracuse, however, successful on their breakout. The defender Fiala was up on the play. Play is offsides, but remained delayed offsides as Syracuse was able to retreat, and RPI sends it in deep. This is the first game this season for the Orange in which they've been tied after 2 periods. They were ahead by a goal in yesterday's game. Outlet feed finds Skoda. She'll track this one down into the corner. Engineers have been tied after 2 periods twice this year, and they've lost both of those games. So looking to buck an early season trend and pick up win number 4 on the season through 6 non-conference games. Kept in by Jones. Near side Wensley tried to force one in front there for Skoda. Pass got deflected up in the air. Wensley to the line. Jones will step in and shoot one, and a glove save made by Kelly. With a moving screen in front from Bedoin, but no sweat on the save from the Syracuse graduate netminder.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Bedoin right taking her eyes away, and she was able to grab that out of the air. It looked like it was headed, labeled for that top shelf above the glove.
Something that could be important down the stretch. One-timer in Netescu and a save by Kelly. Something that could be important. Before that faceoff, Syracuse was doubling up RPI at the dot. They've won 22 faceoffs to 11 from the Engineers, and they did out faceoff, if that's a term, RPI in yesterday's game 26-22. The other way comes the speedy Kinsler. Centers a pass in front, saved by Ambrose. Rebound, that one would not go. Third chance is swept wide by Michelle Natescu on defense. Boy, that one did not miss by much.
That was a great save, and on the rebound, she got her leg on it, and then I don't know if it went off a defender's leg or the post.
I was wondering the same thing, and I think it might have been the post, but hopefully we'll get a look at that replay. Good play at the line to keep it in. A shot and a toe save made by Ambrose. That one was close, but a good reactionary save, and neither goaltender has blinked.
Wow, that was a great toe save. That was labeled for the far side, right along the ice.
Syracuse begins their breakout, and now we get into period 6 of 6 in what has been a really intense battle this weekend. So which legs are a bit heavier? It's going to be an interesting question as that one's forced into the corner. Kristoff has to retreat as RPI was offsides as a unit. Allowing for the breakout and the break-in by Weigand, but it's taken away from her. No icing called early on in the process. Outlet feed successful. Sorella through the neutral zone it goes. Here is White. Tatum White takes a tour of the back of the net, tried to center a pass and went off of Kristoff. Grayson McKay, the first player there. Turnkova with some gusto off the near side wall, but not out. And Kristoff will have to retreat.
That's where you can't have turnovers. They have possession of the puck. They've got to get that puck up the ice.
Pass from Turnkova went between Kristoff and Kaiser. Neither ended up with it. Tolchinsky leads Skoda. Morgan Skoda will work on Maya Darcy, but a good play by the assistant captain for the Orange, Darcy, to break that play up. Off the end wall, it bounds a few times before it's sent to the line for Jones. Skoda off the wall, shooting. That one gets blocked. And it's turned the other way by Kinsler. Kinsler was looking up ice as Heidi Knoll was waiting back behind Larson right along their offensive blue line, but didn't have the passing lane. Had to send the puck in deep instead. Larson off the wall. Bunted along to Bailey. Here is Ayla Chaffee. Went for the inside-out move there on Chung, but was unsuccessful. Kept in at the line by Bailey momentarily. She ended up losing possession of the puck. Over 6 minutes gone by, third period, no score. Pressure coming from Hildner, and she had the opportunity to poke it away, but was a step behind that. A good play by Charlotte Hallett to clear the zone.
Well, this is where line changes are real important. You don't want to stay out there too long. You want to make sure that you're changing at the right time, too.
Nia Phillip with the sharp angle try. That was handled by Kelly on the blocker. Hildner just over center. Will flip it off the near side glass and in deep. Sammy Gendron is sandwiched by two white sweaters, allowing for Sabrina Bedoin to take it away. McKay right back into the mixer it goes, and a penalty coming up. That one's going to be against Syracuse for the hit on Bedoin. Puck is still loose back of the goal, and the race is won by RPI and Tolchinsky to keep possession. Turnkova shoots and she scores! On the delayed penalty through a maze of traffic, Andrea Turnkova, the shot from the point, finds Twine, and finally, somebody's on the board. It's RPI up a goal.
Well, that was just a great play, especially by Bedoin. She was holding on to that puck. She makes a nice little pass. And of course, Turnkova snaps that puck off. There was some traffic in front of the net. And they get the one past Kelly. And new this year is that now the player that was going to be called for the penalty doesn't have to sit out. So we're playing 5-on-5.
And once again, and I know this wasn't a power play goal, but once again, it is a non-even strength goal here in this weekend series, as that was 6-on-5 as Ambrose had gotten to the bench, and it leads to the third goal of the season for Andrea Turnkova, the sophomore. is now tied for the team lead in goals. She and fellow sophomore Morgan Skoda at 3 apiece in game number 6, as here comes Tolchinski leading the rush. 3-on-2 with a few trailers. Left for Kaiser, shooting, and a save made by Kelly. Rebound was loose there for the moment, but she's able to clamp down on that loose puck, and now some shoving on both sides as Tiervinen in there defending. McCutcheon was right there in Kelly's grill. A whistle and a stoppage with 12:10 to go. The ice has been broken as we take a look at that chance.
Well, Kelly is just always so square to the puck. And she happened to go down that butterfly a little too soon on Turnkova's shot, and that's why it went over the glove.
Natalie Tolchinski and Nia Phillip turned over. Here is Wensley shooting, and that one got blocked. The rebound was there, but Chaffee was a step behind. She does have the puck, however, on the far side. A shot and a save by Kelly. The rebound for Chaffee again, and that one is turned aside. She went for the wrap try on the backhand. Here is Larson finding Chaffee, who tried to drag one around the oncoming defender, Yadushikova. But was unsuccessful on that try. So Natalie Tolchinski, her second assist of the season. Nia Phillip, her first. 2 graduate students with the helpers on the 3rd goal of the season for Turnkova, 1-0 RPI. Chaffee is shouldered down at center. Puck is jarred free, allowing for the take by Bryn Sorella. Sorella has it taken away. In the Engineers' defensive end, here is Larson. Larson goes for it all, finds Kristoff. Here is Nina Kristoff into the backhand, and a save made, rebound, and that one would not go for Wensley. 2 golden opportunities for the Engineers to add to their lead. Helgeson a drive and a glove save made by Kelly. She'll hang on with under 11 to go in the 3rd, and a couple of beauties there for the Engineers, but a couple of incredible saves on the other end.
Well, that just started with a great breakout pass. Kristoff, I like what she did, but Kelly got the pad on it, the left leg pad on it, and then of course coming in for some scraps was Wensley, and she just put it over top of the net.
Helgeson is forced to regroup back in the neutral zone. It was a face-off win there for Bedoin, but by the time that Skoda was able to knock it back for Kristoff, it was a step behind anyways. Speaking of which, here's Nina Kristoff. Steps in on the near side, a lead for Helgeson, a drive, loose there in front after it got blocked. All the way back to the point it goes. Kristoff along the wall finds Skoda, who was waiting there. Helgeson tried to backhand one in front. Did not go, but a patient play there by Charlotte Wensley. Wensley for Skoda, and back it goes. But it's poke checked away from her as Jessica Chung made the play. Centering pass, Kristoff tried to wheel one on her backhand, but once again, the defense of the Orange were able to jar the puck free. Turnkova uses stick and then body to disrupt that play. Sent in deep, and Syracuse goes for full sail changes. McCutcheon finds the waiting Skoda, who sends it in on Kelly, who will clamp down on that one as Audrey McCutcheon again forcing the issue in front of the Syracuse net. 9:41 to go, 3rd period here in Troy, and a goal from the point from Andrea Turnkova. The Engineers have a 1-0 lead. Back with the remainder of regulation after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+. .941 to go, 3rd period here in Troy. 1-0 RPI leading Syracuse on ESPN+. Dan Ball, Dan Frigin with you here on this Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The Engineers hit the road for a pair of games in Rochester against RIT this coming week, Thursday and Friday, both of which have 6 o'clock face-offs on the road. Before the beginning of ECAC hockey play on Friday, October 25th, a 3 o'clock face-off on blackout day and night, as both the women and the men's programs will be celebrating blackout on October the 25th. More information and tickets and all that jazz at rpiathletics.com. Here's sidewall Sorella, springs Tatum White, who gets around Turnkova. White shoots, and a glove save made by Ambrose. She'll hang on after Tatum White was able to one-hand it around Turnkova and make a real nice play to get a chance on goal.
Boy, you can always tell the quality of the goaltender because Ambrose made that look so easy. And that just means that she's in real good position. Anytime a goaltender has to make acrobatic saves, that means that they may be out of position, but she was square to the puck and right into the glove.
She's up to 23 saves here this afternoon. As part of her victory yesterday against the same group, made 14 and gave up a goal. So racking up the numbers is the Engineers' first year. After getting very strong performances from Reese Keating to begin the season, she's 2-2, but has a save percentage just south of .940 through 4 games, and a couple of shutouts for her trouble as well. Pulled off the wall, a heavy battle there for possession. Kept in at the line for the moment there by Kaiser, who was back checking, but on second attempt, it's cleared. Broken up at the line. Tolchinsky's pass is picked off by Trudeau. Haley Trudeau will lead it into the corner. Met by 2 white sweaters, led by Larson. Loose low of the goal. That tie-up lasted longer than the puck was there, as it's poked away from Chaffee as she was oncoming. Kinsler was there back checking to make the play.
RPI has to make sure they're getting this puck deep on the rush.
Backhanded in front, was looking there for Hallett, who clamps down to try to knock it free. Unsuccessful in doing so, as Bailey had it before it was poke checked away from her by the back checking Darcy.
You can see how they continue to put backside pressure on RPI forwards.
No bit of ice is given up willingly by the Syracuse team, as Wensley.
Now that could have been interference.
Klara Yadushikova was the one who was defending, and they were tied up for quite a while. Here comes Kristoff. Syracuse in the midst of a change, allowing for a bit of free ice. Wensley will drag one in, shoot, and a save made by Kelly. Couple of chances for Charlotte Wensley. She's bidding for the first point for a freshman this year for the Engineers, as Bedoin had it for the moment, but a poke check right at the right time from Jessica Chung broke it up.
Well, she tried to go forehand to backhand, and she just put it too far ahead of herself.
Outlet feed on the tape of Kinsler, but, or beg pardon, that was Peyton Armstrong, but Sorella was tied up with Helgeson. That pass is picked off. Play remains onside. Shot from the far side, and a glove save made. The defenseman Celia Wigan jumped up on the rush and got the shot, but cool as a cucumber there is Maylee Ambrose with 6:50 to go here in the third.
The RPI forwards are getting too much space between their D with the puck in the neutral zone, because Syracuse is just coming in and cutting that long pass off. They've got to come a little tighter here for puck support.
Face-off won by the Orange. Wigan at the line. Runs her partner Gendron, and that shot was blocked by Skoda. Turnkova off the end wall. Grayson McKay out as far as center, hacking a whack there from McCutcheon. Was able to knock it into the offensive end. A turnover. Bedoin tried to work it low there for McCutcheon, but the pass was broken up just in the nick of time. Bedoin again, sharp angle, and that one wobbles wide.
Bedoin's got to shoot that puck.
She's in possession, but flanked by 2 orange sweaters. Morgan Skoda in there as well, with Audrey McCutcheon watching like a hawk a couple of feet away. Taken away by Bedoin. She'll force it in front. Bedoin, and a poke check from Kelly. Knocks that free once again just before she's able to get that shot away. RPI will regroup it in their own end. It's Grayson McKay. Flipped up in the air, and it's over a couple of lines on the ice into the gloves of the waiting Jessica Chung. Chung this way for White, and at center, she'll backhand it in deep. Jones leaves for Turnkova. Up the near side wall for Kristoff. Taken away. Here is Sorella, drags and shoots one, and Ambrose was tight against that near side post. She clamps down on the rebound with players every which way. A stop, a freeze, and a whistle with 5:24 to go, as Maylee Ambrose continues to rack up the saves here in the third period.
Well, you got Kristoff with the puck right here, and she turns it over. She's got to be strong on that puck, get it out over the blue line. He had a nice reverse run by the defenseman. Great save there by Ambrose as she's taking away that top shelf.
The Syracuse group finished in 6th place in what was formerly College Hockey America last season. They were voted in a tie for 5th in this year's preseason coaches poll, as that one sent in front. Followed by Ambrose and knocked away, and she makes a kick save on that chance as it was picked off the near side wall, sent high up in the air. Kaiser was in the general vicinity, but that was more of a clear than a pass. Hallett. Outlet feed towards Armstrong did not connect. And just to button that point quickly, College Hockey America and the Atlantic Hockey Association have merged together, and now both the men's and women's side will go under the Atlantic Hockey Association title. 6 teams on the women's side: Penn State, Mercyhurst, Robert Morris, RIT, Syracuse, and Lindenwood, with a 7th, the University of Delaware, on the way next season. Here is Chaffee, top of the circles, will force it into the corner. Those two conferences had been, at least doing some pregame reading, had been working together and had joint infrastructures and leaderships and things like that for the better part of a decade, but have officially completed their merger and will go under the same roof and the same branding beginning this season. Bedoin is pinned along the far side corner right in front of the Zamboni doors by Tiervinen, as we're under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Skoda to the line, Jones. Bedoin met again by Nea Tiervinen, who's been all over the Engineers center, as she's back up as Syracuse goes the other way.
Skoda's got to get that puck deep. She turns it over there, but RPI's got some good pressure on him. There's going to be a penalty here for tripping.
And it's going to go against Chaffee, who was back checking. Went for the puck, got skates instead, and with 3:24 to go here in the third period, the nation's top power play in the early going of the season will get an opportunity to tie the score.
Well, this will be interesting. You got 3:24 left. I'm sure if there was a little more time off that, you'd be pulling your goaltender for a 6-on-4, but we'll go with the 5-on-4.
Puck loose, low of the goal, quickly off the wall from Helgeson as it's Kaiser. Space pass towards Tolchinsky, who will step her way in, and she was bodied out of the way on the defensive effort there by Chung.
And again, that's an interference penalty because you're impeding the forechecker.
At least under the definition that I knew, as a sharp angle try, kick save made, rebound, and that one would not go. It was deflected with the skate there of Kettle. Kaiser clears back out to center. That was a pretty athletic play there by Charlie Kettle to get one on goal, and the whistle will blow with 2:48 to go and 1:24 to go on the penalty against Dela Chaffee.
I'm not sure that would have counted because it looked like she corralled it with her skate leg towards the net. Take another look at it right there. Yeah. And it went off the post.
Well, in the sport of soccer, this would have been a beauty, but no, there's a good look. It went off the post either way.
Yeah.
All right, face off to the right of Kelly, one-timer, and that one goes wide as Kristoff was right on the receiving end of that face-off win. Syracuse begins their breakout on the power play, and for the time being, Allie Kelly will stay in the net. Gendron to the line, broken up by Jones and cleared out to center. 2-on-2 rush that's led by Kristoff. A space pass got blocked down. Kristoff fires one. She got just enough room to take that very, very strong snapshot, and she put it high. Heidi Knoll through center. Sweeping poke check there from Jones disrupts things. Near side corner, stepping in is Darcy. Centering pass in front. Was directed along the far side wall. Here comes Allie Kelly to the bench. So with 30 seconds to go on the power play, Syracuse will go 6-on-4. Pass to the top of the circles. Handled by Kinsler. Loose low of the goal, and that one goes through the blue paint and wide. Bedoin in her own end. Off the end wall, waiting there was Knoll.
I was going to say the good thing about this, RPI could go for the open net. It won't be icing.
That one is cleared by Jones as she was falling. She was able to get enough wood on that clearing attempt to do so successfully. 2 seconds and 1. Chaffee is out of the box. So it's 6-on-5 now. And here is Kinsler. Forces one in front. They score! Well, the speed of Jackson Kinsler was just too much to handle, and the feed found Peyton Armstrong in front. And with 77 seconds remaining in regulation, Syracuse has tied this game at 1.
Well, like you said, great offensive rush. Throws it in front. You got RPI defenders watching the puck and not picking up the stick of Armstrong, who's going to the net. Puts it far side on her forehand.
First goal of the season and third point for Peyton Armstrong. And first career goal for the freshman out of Bancroft, Ontario. As Jackson Kinsler begins her strong start to the season, the transfer from Boston University now has 4 points in 5 games. We are even at 1 here at Houston Fieldhouse. Near side. White back to the line. Chung shoots one. That gets blocked. A whack on goal, and that one went high.
RPI has to be careful here. They're doing too much puck watching here and not picking up the open sticks of Syracuse because they're going to the net.
Helgeson sent it high up in the air. The play is offsides. So everybody wearing a white sweater will regroup as RPI was making changes on defense in the process. Send in on Ambrose. She'll steer it aside. Larson up the wall. Chaffee cuts to the middle. Had it, lost it, finds it again, but the play was offside as Kaiser was a step ahead of that play.
Well, Dan, you get the feeling we're going to overtime.
For the time being, that is true. Syracuse will delay that process by a bit by taking a timeout. Just quickly counting forwards, it looks like the Engineers might be down Maddie Papineau as well, because Ayla Chaffee has been taking spins on what was the top line on the depth chart for Brian Bynes for the last couple of shifts. So Engineers potentially down 2 left wingers at this point in the game. But anyways, quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard while we have a moment. RPI men are up 3-0 on Canisius, beginning of the second period out in Buffalo. Over on the women's side, it was Clarkson 3-0 over Robert Morris earlier today. Penn State outlasted Union 5-3 down the road at the Achilles Center. It was St. Lawrence 2 and Mercyhurst 1. And how about RIT? Next weekend's opponent for the Engineers, they beat Colgate at home today by a final of 4-2. As that wraps up the non-conference schedule for ECAC hockey, which will begin in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, yesterday, Colgate beat them 6-5 in overtime. So a split series there.
And that Colgate program has been at the top of the class of college hockey, especially ECAC hockey. Handful of regular season and tournament championships. But they went through a coaching change at the end of the season, and well, that changes a lot of things for these programs. So with that being said, that was the end of regulation here at Houston Fieldhouse. It was right as the play was about to go for icing, but the horn blew before the whistle. So that'll do it for 3 periods. We get set for overtime here in Troy. It is 1-1. Right now, the Engineers and the Orange tied up at 1 goal apiece. It took us 2 periods and then some to get our first goal. It was Andrea Turnkova scoring with the extra attacker. With the assist, Natalie Tolchinsky and Naya Phillip. So they are going to say that the Engineers iced the puck before the end of the period, so they'll bring everybody out for 0.2 seconds here in the 3rd period before they allow the ice scraping crew to come out and do their thing. Tatum White went for the shot, got knocked down there by Bailey, and Charlotte Hallett and Ellie Kaiser were exchanging some pleasantries after the faceoff. So we now have reached the end of regulation, go through the scoring, and I give it to you, Dan Frigian, because something that you saw right at the end of that period, this game has been physical, it's been contentious, and there really have not been a lot of penalties on either side as we take a look at the highlights.
Yes, I mean, here's the goal by Turnkova where she just puts it on net. You got traffic in front of the net. And you know what? Right there, Bedoin looks like she's limbering a little bit even after that. Must have happened over in the corner. Sorry, I thought it was Bedoin that had given the puck to Turnkova, but it was actually Tolchinsky.
Engineers had a golden opportunity to make it 2-0 there on that chance from Kristoff, as we were seeing. But I thought just on the game pace as we continue with the highlights, it's been a really back and forth affair. A lot of great goaltending as well.
There certainly have been. I mean, real good defensive play from both teams, and they've taken their opportunities when they've had them. And sorry, I thought you were referring to the Sacred Heart Colgate men's game. Colgate men beat Sacred Heart 6-5 in overtime.
Oh.
Colgate beat RIT yesterday 5-1.
Ah, so, okay. So still a split.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Still a split.
See, you had the information there. It was just the teams were misplaced. We'll get set for 3-on-3 overtime as we take a look at some of the saves that were made on both sides. Both teams have 29 shots on goal through the end of regulation, and both goaltenders, Allie Kelly and Maylee Ambrose, with 28 saves, as that kick saved by Charlie Kettle hit the post but wouldn't have counted either way. Whoop, there you go. Credit where credit was due to Peyton Armstrong, who went for the celebration there, but she would be rewarded right at the end of the power play with the goalie pulled 6-on-5, a good rush from Jackson Kinsler, and a sharp shot right along the far post.
Well, you can see a couple of the RPI defenders were looking at the puck at the last second. They see Armstrong, but it was too bad. She got off a one-timer. It's in behind Ambrose.
All right, here we go. It is 3-on-3 overtime. White and Sorella with Chung on offense for the Orange, Tolchinsky, Kaiser, and Turnkova for the Engineers. RPI playing their 2nd game in overtime of the season. They are 0-1 in the extra frame after being 2-2-4 a season ago, taken away from Kaiser. Defender on defender, Chung will back away from the oncoming Turnkova. Pressure coming there from Kaiser, takes the puck away. Kaiser on the feed from Larson. Leads the rush, Tolchinsky near side. Natalie Tolchinsky sends a shot in front. That got blocked there by Chung, and it's forced back out to center. First overtime opportunity for the Orange here this season. They were 0-3-3 a season ago in the extra frame. As we're just about a minute into overtime, Larson leaves for the oncoming Ayla Chaffee. Chaffee leaves it off the end wall. Stepping in there is Bailey. To the line now, it's Taylor Larson, forced in front. A whack at it there from Chaffee. She was tied up with the defender. Chaffee fakes the handoff and will shoot one off her back foot that is gloved and held by Kelly.
Well, on the 3-on-3, when you possess the puck, you want to make sure that you're supporting the puck as opposed to getting too spread out, because you don't want to have any kind of turnovers and be outnumbered right off the bat. So there's got to be real good puck support here on this 3-on-3.
Bedoin and Kristoff, as White and Sorella are back out on the ice for Brittany Smith for Syracuse. The scoring this weekend so far: power play goal, power play goal, power play goal, 6-on-5 extra attacker goal, 6-on-5 extra attacker goal. 5 goals total, 0 5-on-5. And now we're 3-on-3. Taken away by Bedoin. Jumping in on the rush is Helgeson. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Sabrina Bedoin sends one in front. They score! Sophie Helgeson past Ali Kelly and in. Her first goal was an Engineer, proves to be the winner, and RPI wins 2-1 in overtime.
Well, that was just a great play. I mean, that pass had to be on the butt in the wheelhouse because Helgeson is a left shot, and she had to get that off on her forehand, which she ended up doing. Just a great pass by Bedoin. There it is in the wheelhouse, and it's a 2-1 overtime win here for the Big Red.
Sophie Helgeson in on the rush, fires it past Ali Kelly and in. Helgeson's 4th career goal. She scored 3 last year as a member of the University of Wisconsin. She has been quite the shot in the arm for the Engineers over the last couple of games. Picks up the game-winning goal after having 2 assists in her career debut for the Engineers last Saturday. 2-1 your final. An electric one here this afternoon at Houston Fieldhouse. The Engineers pick up victory number 4 on the season. They are 3-0 on Saturdays to begin the year. And if you add in the scrimmage that they had, they are now 4-0 as Syracuse drops to 2-3 on the season. What a fun one we had here this afternoon, and both sides left it all on the line here on this Saturday.
I thought it was a great game. I thought both teams played very, very well. And again, we didn't have a 5-on-5 goal because Turnkovich was a delayed penalty, so they had 6 out there. And the game winner was 3-on-3. The tying goal was a 6-on-5 for Syracuse, so we went 6 periods with no 5-on-5 goals.
RPI sweeps the weekend against their in-state rival Syracuse, and they do so on the back of first-year netminder Maylee Ambrose. 2 wins, including one today. 28 saves on 29 shots for the Engineers freshman. And maybe a bit of a goaltending battle is building here in Troy, but you don't mind that. With 2 goaltenders playing at the top of their game right now. The loss in net to Ali Kelly, she gives up 2, makes 29 total saves in this one this afternoon. Well, that is going to do it for our broadcast here today. The final score again, it was RPI 2 and Syracuse 1 in overtime. The Engineers hit the road for a pair of games against RIT next weekend. Thursday and Friday, 6 o'clock puck drops out in Rochester before returning home to take on Dartmouth and Harvard, both 3 o'clock face-offs on Friday, October 25th and Saturday, October 26th to begin ECAC hockey play. We do have more hockey for you here at Houston Fieldhouse next weekend as the men return home for family weekend and a post-game skate with the Engineers Friday at 7, Saturday at 5 as RPI takes on Niagara. Well, for everybody working hard behind the scenes at RPI TV and for my broadcast partner, Dan Frigid, this is Dan Ball saying thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your weekend. You've been watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.